What is going on, people? Welcome to McLaren Fan TV. Would you believe it? A hat-trick of podiums. Oscar Piastri winning his first sprint race in Formula One and another double podium as well, people. We are live in the building. McLaren Fan TV. McLaren is back. There's no point denying it now. I'm joined with my co-host, of course, Mahad from the Pit Stop Fracker. My G, how good does it feel to be sitting on top of the world? Even if it's behind Max, still top of the world nonetheless.
This is just like everything. To think about the suffering that we went through, people. I want people to just acknowledge and just sit back and think, look at where we were and look at where we are now, and think, this is insane. We're 11 points away from Aston Martin. We're winning sprint races. Podiums are just like a given now. Where did this come from? We now have more podiums than Mercedes this season.
We love that. Hey, we love that.
I'm living life. I'm happy, and now I can talk my shit,
bro. This is your place to talk it. Big up to everyone that's watching in right now. You get me? Big up to everybody that's watching right now. If you're a McLaren fan, do me a favor and smash a video on this. Smash a like on this video. Smash a video. Smash a like on this video. Yes, man. Honestly, at McLaren Fan TV on Twitter, on the Instagram, you don't know, the MySpace. And big up Alex, who says, lads, hello. What's going on, Alex? I'll tell you what, I've been buzzing, Alex. Let me tell you that right now. I've been buzzing since, mate. I've had a great weekend, okay? Ricky Bobby says, yes, lads. How is it going? Listen, we're doing fine. We are doing absolutely fine. We've got Steflo in the building. What's going on, people? What's happening? What's going on, people? Yeah,
we're shouting everybody out. We're shouting everybody out today.
We're shouting you all out because you've been here. You were here in the rubble. You know what I'm saying? They were here when we was in the gravel, blood, like Lewis Hamilton. They were there when we were stuck in the mire. You know what I'm saying? Now here we are. You know what I'm saying? Sipping on that champagne or that rose water, whatever it is they were selling in Qatar. Because it's time. Steflo, man, you don't know. I knew Oscar was good, but boy, he's gonna be a problem. He is. He's going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem.
We warned you.
We warned everybody.
Yeah, from Jeddah, we was like, this guy's serious.
He's serious. He's dead serious. Amon, what's going on? 11 points behind Aston. 7 podiums. What's up, everybody? Hey, listen, this is the time to get gassed, okay? Everybody in the chat, I need you to get gassed right now. Hashtag in Stella We Trust. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag, you know what I mean? At McLaren Fan TV. Make sure you're popping off on the Twitter as well. Because, guys, this is now the time. I don't know about you, Mahad, bro. I've been buzzing all weekend.
Lovely, lovely. All the positivity.
Whew, the cigars are thick. Yeah, the cigars right here are thick, ladies and gentlemen, because everybody's gonna catch this smoke. Let's be very, very clear. We got Amon. Woo, we got in the building here. We got Squibsley in the building. What did you guys think of Lando's lack of talent comment in an interview? We will get into that. We're going to
go through all in chronological order.
Yes.
Starting from the lows of quali to the highs of the race.
The lows of quali. Yeah, quali. I forgot Friday. I forgot all about Friday, but we'll get into it. Alex says, lads, based off the last 3 races for Norris and Perez, P3 is achievable, assuming that Hamilton passes him. I tell you what, I saw you put up a picture. I think you put up a picture of what was the 2 track? Was it Leclerc and whatnot? And I see, you know, Ardon, Oscar was in the mix, yeah, ready to just pounce. I said, yo, how is Oscar catching these guys?
No. It's Lando catching Sainz and Leclerc.
Oh, was it Lando? Sorry, Lando catching Sainz and Leclerc. I mean,
which is insane.
It's madness. It's absolute madness. Can we catch Ferrari? John McLaren. What a great name. Great name. Can we catch
that
Ferrari?
Logic, if we can catch Ferrari, we can catch Mercedes.
You think?
Which I'll speak about it later, but okay. I have mixed feelings about catching anything right now.
Okay. No, say no more. Z, big up yourself, says hi everyone. You done know. Omar Hussein, what's going on, man? Morning, my G's, yeah? Big up yourself, G. Yeah, morning, you know. What time are we? What time are we at right now? Long time no see. Drea, you know, stalwart. One of the stalwarts of the show. Absolute legend. This is your time to shine, Drea. This is your time. Because these podiums and these sprint wins, this is your time, okay? This is your time. Stella Masterclass says, Omar, the second most podiums by a team. You know what I mean? Alex, you've done, look, second most.
You know what?
podiums.
Alex was the oracle. He predicted this.
He predicted it for sure. Listen, on the graphic, I want to say this on a side note, yeah?
Yeah.
McLaren put out a tweet of 500 and, 500 podiums and, plus one, obviously, including Lando Norris. But it was a stinker to forget Jenson Button.
That's appalling.
That was a stinker. Guys,
that's like you work for Arsenal and doing like all the legends and just leaving off Ian Wright, just like, like you can't do that, man. You can't do them things.
I see a Heikki Kovalainen before I see a Jenson Button. Are we sure?
I saw Kevin Magnussen.
I saw K-Mag. Are we sure? People, huh? What's going on? Hashtag is Stella we trust. Stella's fantastic. Look, we're gonna get through more into the comment section, but look, we got to break this down. We got to break it down, haven't we, Mahad? Look, as you said, yeah, quali. I mean, it was smelly, to say the least, right? Quali on Friday. For those of you that caught it on Friday, Piastri P6, Lando Norris P10. What went wrong, Mahad? What went wrong in practice? Is it because it's the track that we're going to? It's a MotoGP type circuit. We're not really sure. Because it's a sprint weekend, you're not going to get enough running time. What is that? Is there a good enough excuse? Like, talk to me.
No, these men just stank. Can't lie. It was stinky. Stinky.
It stank.
I have. If you guys watch Pit Stop Fracas or whatever, and know, I have such a low tolerance for track limits.
Yeah.
If you're getting track limits, that means you had a stinker. I don't care. And persistent track limits is a stinker. And I have to hold our drivers to a higher standard and say, this is a stinker, lads.
Yeah.
You can't do this. Lando, especially because it carried on from like Q1, Q2, Q3. You kept on getting laps deleted. Like, he knew himself that it wasn't good enough as well. And then on top of that, Piastri getting his times deleted as well. Just allow it, man. This is Q3. Sort it out, man. You can't do this, man. And I could just see there that we had the second fastest car. So when you have a second fastest car, there's no excuses, man. You got to qualify in the top 5. And they did not do that. Lando didn't put a time down. Oscar's time, yeah, it was good, but it wasn't nowhere near where it should be. He should be out qualifying the 2 Mercs. So both of them knew themselves that they had a stinker. And they had to resolve that situation. And the thing is, with with the race quality happening on a Friday, it kind of already ruins your Sunday, puts you on the back foot on the Sunday.
Yeah.
So, and it's not like how it was previously last year, where you can kind of just put a recovery drive in the sprint race and get back your original quality position where you should have been, right? So it kind of like puts a downer on. And listen, Lando said himself, "Look, I kind of threw a pole away. Yeah? Pole was there."
Yeah.
And I feel like with Lando sometimes once he makes an error, it kind of reinforces that error and it just keeps lamenting itself and keeps compounding itself within the same session, because he's got in his head now that he keeps on getting time deleted and it's like, fuck's sake. And then he tries to do it again, he does it. So he was already in a spiral then. And he knew the pace was in the car. That's why he said sorry about, look, the car was perfect. That was on me. Because he knew the car was there to beat Max Verstappen on pole that day.
Yeah.
To get that, to start on pole. Who would have known, because the whole tyre fiasco this weekend, what that would have meant for the race, but it would have put us in a way better position to do a recovery drives from P6 and P10. So quality, my head was gone. I was fuming.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people here were fuming. My head was gone.
Absolutely. I was concerned. I was like, what's happened? What's going on this weekend?
So that's on driver. That's not, I can't blame anybody else. That's on driver.
Yeah. And the commenters agree with you here. Z says, quality stank. Absolutely. This feels like a missed opportunity, as you're saying about that pole. Lando could have easily seen. I stand by what I said, says Alex. That was pathetic by Lando. He's always cooks on Saturday, and we didn't anticipate for quali on Friday. 2 laps done in the whole of quali. That sums it up.
Think about how many runs in Q3, Q2, Q1, and you only did 2 laps.
Yeah. You get easily at least 2 to 3 laps a piece in terms of fast laps.
And he kept on getting deleted.
And he kept getting deleted. You know them ones. It's ridiculous. Ricky says, in qualifying, the drivers were the ones at fault this week. Let the team down. And you know what, right? it's right that we talk about the quali in its entirety, and we say, you know what, they didn't actually do too good in quali. It was a bad day at the office. But it's one of those where I'm looking at it as, you know what, they've done it one time in how many rounds, you know? And there is a part. The problem with doing this pod on Tuesday is I can start thinking sensibly again, because at the time on Friday I was hot and I was like, what have we done wrong here? What's happened? Why are we like this? What's going on? And then obviously Saturday kind of made me feel more annoyed about Friday because of how good Saturday was. And so, but then obviously as the time went on, I forgive these boys. You know, they're due a mistake. They can.
This is once in a blue moon.
It's once in a blue moon.
I'm not holding it against them. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember Qatar quali? What you lot did? I'm not gonna hold this against them. Whatever. I see it as maybe a missed opportunity to possibly win in the race on Sunday. But apart from that, look, you're allowed to have a bad day, man.
You are.
You're allowed to have that. But Oscar's a rookie. Lando's Lando's been so consistent this season. He's allowed to have a bad day in quali.
Absolutely. No, absolutely he is. Ricky Bobby goes on to say as well that Lando got into his own head. He's trying so hard to get that first win. We'll talk on the sprint when we get to the sprint section, because I've got something on there where I'm a little bit concerned, just a tad, not too much, but a tad. Omar says, I know Oscar's never raced in Qatar, but people forget he's done almost 200 laps for Alpine at the circuit last year. Really?
He did a test day there, innit?
200 laps?
Yeah, he did a whole day, man. He was doing bare laps for them.
Holy smokes.
So he knows the track. It's not like he don't know the track. It's not like Suzuka thing.
Okay. Impressive, man. It's still impressive nonetheless. Absolutely. Drea says, look, quali was a disaster. I'm not sure why Lando didn't set a banker lap in the beginning, you know, but nobody is harder on himself than him. I don't think that will happen again. He will learn from that. And on that, you say that he will learn from that. I don't like the fact that he's so hard on himself. It can almost counterintuitive, you know, what it can do. So it just seems a bit like, you know, I don't know. What do you think on that? Do you think the fact that Lando's hard on himself, you don't think this can happen again? Will he bounce back?
Yeah, you have to understand that Lando sets higher standards for himself than anybody would. He's got a very, very high standards for himself. You understand what I'm saying? So when he makes those comments, we're like, oh, it was lack of talent, whatever. He acknowledges his faults and the issues that he's had throughout the weekend and puts it on him. Like, he's taking responsibility, shouldering the responsibility. Some may see it as, he's getting into a negative spiral and he shouldn't be saying these things about himself, and he should possibly maybe blame something else, kind of like protect his own ego and stuff like that. But it's an honest self-assessment of your own performance. And he's saying, look, I should be better than that. And he knows what level he's at. And he probably knows that he has to go flat out crazy. He can't do these banker laps if he's going to beat Max Verstappen in a quali session. Right? So every single lap he's trying to at least set the fastest lap, right?
Yeah.
So even then, I don't think, even if the lap wasn't deleted, for example, I don't think he would have been happy with the lap because he didn't maximize what he wanted out of that car that day. So it's a reinforcing thing. He got the laps deleted and it weren't the laps that he really wanted anyway.
Yeah.
Because he felt that pole was there on the table. So yeah, obviously he's pushing because that opportunity, he probably got in the car that weekend and said, oh, this is good. This track suits this car. This is my opportunity to win a race right now. And the pressure just mounted on him at that moment. And obviously we'll talk about the kind of like difference in mentality between Oscar and Lando on how they approach things. But I feel like because Lando holds that higher standard for himself, it sometimes compounds itself and maybe allows more errors to occur back to back to back, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And in fairness, Oscar was the same. You know, he was very much like at the end of the race, he was like, you know, great result in the end. You know, hopefully that makes up for Friday. You know, he
they knew.
He finished higher than Lando, and so and not only higher than Lando. I mean, he was P6. Which is no shame, but yeah, as you say, there's something. They got in the car, they felt that, and they said, "Oh, this is nice. We could do something here." But boys, you got to keep the car within the track limits, and we would have been okay.
They were both very apologetic, even after the great results after in terms of the races.
Yeah,
but they knew that this was opportunity gone.
Yeah, and look at us as well as fans. We were saying Qatar is the place maybe where we can catch, do something, do some damage. And look at us, we win a sprint race. We got P2 and 3 on the podium on the race weekend, and we're still like, we could have done more, And that's where we are, guys. That's the levels right now. This is where we are, where in terms of talking about McLaren at this moment in time. Ricky Bobby says, Lando going through what George went through at Williams, trying to get his first points, but his case is for a win. In this case, it's for a win. So there's more pressure. Most of it he puts on himself. Fair point?
Yeah, you could say so. Like, a lot of... I don't think he's ever had maybe the rubber the green in terms of just luck and getting those luck wins and opportunities falling to him. Like other drivers, so he feels like he has to go overcompensate. Like we saw with Russell when he was at Williams, how like Latifi scored more points than him when he first scored points, and how Kubica got a point and stuff like that. It was just like, and then Kubica got a point from somebody getting like disqualified.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even like, so sometimes it's just the luck of the draw, and I think it's just going to come to him in those situations now. It's different to what it was like before because there wasn't any pressure to win because the car wasn't there to be ready to win. And we're kind of in that same situation now, but because we're at the front of the pack, excluding Max Verstappen, if something happens to Max Verstappen, the win is there, innit? So just continually pumping out and getting P2s is just the way to go, and then it will come to him. He just needs to kind of relax with it. I'm not really too worried about it. The pace is there. He's shown consistency all season. He just needs to these weeks of maybe bad luck or misconcentration or anything like that shouldn't be taken with him into the next week, to the next race. He has to have basically the blank mindset. I could see from Saturday to Sunday how completely different he was on Sunday.
Yeah.
So something must have happened on Sunday night where he was just like, or Saturday night where he was just like, fuck it,
let's go.
And he went from P10 to P3. So
he did indeed, yeah.
So like I can't really. Yes, I can criticize both drivers for what happened on Sunday, but from that point, they're faultless.
Oh, absolutely. Drea says to the point we are making earlier that Oscar had 2 test days.
Yeah,
so wow,
he knows the track. Man.
He knows the track. John McLaren says, "Do you think Lando marked this race as the one he could beat Verstappen, and it got to his head?"
I think he knew. I think maybe practice 1 he realized this I could beat Verstappen. I think he marked it down as opportunity. The guy that wouldn't say I bottled 2 poles if he didn't know. Because think about it in your mind. He's in quali. He's usually got 2 temps on Oscar, right?
Yeah.
In first quali, the lap that got deleted that could have got him P2, he was around 2 temps, even a little bit more to Oscar in quali. So he got P2 in quali. Yeah. And in sprint quali, he was at 2 temps off before he made the mistake. So he would have.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, no. To be fair, whether it got to his head is up for debate. But
so it's not a lack of talent or anything like that, or a speed issue. It's more just complete it.
Yeah,
complete. I think everything that was supposed to go wrong went wrong, and the fact that. Yeah. And I'll say this for the Lando Norris fans watching and the McLaren fans watching, whatever. For Norris to have a bad weekend and him for it to get P3, that just shows the levels.
That's the levels. That's the levels. We got to talk.
Look at Perez stinker weekend compared to Lando's.
Yeah, exactly.
And Perez is in a faster car.
Unreal. Drea says it's Lando's mindset, right? He recovered on Sunday, and I'm sure that it helped him again with the confidence. I'm not too worried. He had that before, like in Imola 2021, and the race was then a hit like this time. Okay, so in terms of just like, you know, when these blips happen, he recovers, he comes back. He doesn't let it dwell on it too tough. In fact, being hard on himself is what kind of brings the best out of him anyway. And as we see, he recovered very well, didn't he? He recovered very well. Let's be fair. I know Oscar will take the shine because P1 and P2s and whatever else, but you know, Lando did not do a shabby job whatsoever. At least we know if the car is there, Oscar and Lando will be at the top end. So, you know, like if you're a Red Bull fan, you know that if the car is there, Max will maximize it. But Perez, you don't know. You know, when Mercedes had Bottas and Lewis, you knew Lewis would maximize it, but you don't know about Bottas. It depends what kind of day it is. It depends what season it is.
It's like Sainz as well this weekend. Look, Sainz, obviously he had the issue with the race where he couldn't race, but he was back there, man. Quali stinker out of Q2.
Yeah.
So he wasn't there that weekend, and even though he's had a good run of form and stuff like that, but there's some guys that are just always at the top end, and Verstappen's one of them. And we've got two guys that are up there, man. They're maximizing the car. They didn't maximize it in quali, but damn sure they maximized it in the race.
Exactly. They made up for it. Z says, I wasn't too fussed about Friday's result because I knew that they would make up for it on Saturday and Sunday. It's not like they were at the back of the grid, you know?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of exaggeration when Lando qualified P10 and when people were talking about engine penalties. I was like, what are you talking about, engine penalties? Do you know how fast the car is?
Yeah.
Those shouts were really annoying me about let's take an engine penalty. What do you mean start from last when he nearly qualified P2? What are you talking about?
Exactly. No, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
The math is not mathing at all. Just wait, chill, P10, make up a couple places on the first lap, which he did.
Yeah.
Then do the work. And then look, the pace was there in the car, man. They knew already. They had the data. They were aware from practice one, this car will be up there. So why would they ever change their engine just because they went from P2 to P10 in quality?
Exactly.
And like I said, not being too fussed about Friday's result. I think being pissed off about Friday's result is more about winning on Sunday. You lost your opportunity to win on Sunday, probably.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Let's wrap up this talk of quali because there's a lot to digest, people. Alex was saying, you know, his time will come soon. Absolutely, it will. We're sitting here saying P10 and P6 is a bad quali. Shows how far we've come since last year. Bang on there, Ricky. Lando doesn't have experience running from on the front. It's different. Better to make these mistakes now and learn from it when we have the cars that can actually fight for it. Very bang on there. Mahad, this is breaking news. This right here, this comment right here is breaking.
Wait, what's going on, Nate?
It's breaking. He says he takes it all back. Guys, you guys have been on this chat for 2 seasons now. Okay, you guys have been watching us and you've been seeing these comments from Nate. Okay, we've even had to stop bringing him on putting the comments on the show. He takes it all back. Now, remind me of this guy's team again.
No. Nate's different. Nate's Mercedes. Nathan's Alpha.
Okay.
No, Alpha.
Okay. Nonetheless,
Nate's Mercedes.
He had to watch his Mercedes guys have a blunder turn 1. So it is what it is. But hey, Nate, man, we warned and told you. Listen, the pieces ain't there yet. We're gonna put the pieces in place, and you will see the thing. The thing is, it's come quicker than we thought. That's the worst thing about it.
Yeah, well, I was aiming for 24, mate.
We were looking at 24 in 2022. We were looking at 24. You know them ones. It was not meant to come now. So I had people in the Norris group chat saying it's to change the engine. Yeah, madness, absolute madness. If one of our guys has bad luck in any way, the other will pick up. Absolutely. That's why I'm not really worried about the situation. They're on levels, man. We've got serious drivers. Mahad, let's talk about it.
Oh!
Let's talk about it now, okay? Friday's out of the way. It's out of the way, and I'm glad to get it out of the way. But Oscar Piastri, people, oh my God, he's won a sprint race, bro. I don't think you understand. I had tears in my eyes, blood. I was so happy.
Do you know
I was the most. Oh, mate, it was incredible. It was scenes of glorious emotion.
When Oscar was going around the last corner, yeah. And they were doing the whole spiel and that. Tell me why my TV went to energy saving mode. switched off.
Oh,
I said, no, don't do this to me.
checkered. You missed the
I missed the
checkered.
checkered of life. So I had to watch that on the replay. It's literally going around the corner. I watched the whole race. I was like, this is a joke, man. I couldn't believe
Honestly,
it.
Oscar Piastri, you beauty. I mean, phenomenal scenes. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I mean, do you want to touch on the sprint shootout? I mean, I didn't really put it in the agenda, but we could touch on it.
Sprint shootout, definitely outstanding quality from both.
You know what I'm saying?
They made up for yesterday, for the Friday, immediately. They were on levels.
Bro, 1-2 front row, yeah? 1-2 McLaren front row. Are you mad?
Like, when I saw first Verstappen and it said was it P2 or something like that?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Like, he didn't, and I was like, Verstappen's out of it. It's between Oscar and Lando. And I was like, if this is what I'm sweating about, Oscar and Lando, I have to choose between a McLaren to get pole. I said, this is guaranteed. Guaranteed. And I could see that Lando was up on his lap.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
So in my mind, I was assuming, Lando's going to get it because man's up 2 temps, you know. It's not even like a small amount. Yeah. And then obviously the whole issue. And then it's Oscar, man, pole, man. This is insane, man.
Oh, it's such a glorious day, man. It was a glorious Saturday.
Front row lockout. And look how the race, man, it panned out. Yeah. Obviously, we went for the mediums and we had a lot of soft runners. And at the start of that race, I thought we were finished.
Yeah, I saw so too.
I saw the soft runners doing a mad thing.
And it was one of them ones, but
I saw George leading the race, and then I said, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And shout out to the strategy crew. They picked the right tire.
Listen, them man just said, wait, this race will come back to us. When I heard that talk, I said, whoa, hang on a minute. Let me get onto my seat here real quick, because when they said that on the team radio to Oscar and Thingy, I said, okay, I'm gonna hold tight on this one. I want to see, because how many times have McLaren proved me wrong in terms of, like, I'm seeing a strategy take place, I'm seeing a medium tire come on, or I'm seeing a hard tire come on, and I'm asking questions. Then it turned around, and as soon as the soft runners were dropping like stones, I said, yo, these guys are gonna pull it out the bag, bro. I couldn't contain myself. I was delighted. I was absolutely delighted. Like Amon says, smiling like a little kid. I was so happy, bro.
I was so happy. I was like, I kept on watching the safety cars come up because shit was happening every 5 seconds.
Kicking off.
And I was just like, Oscar, just hold on there, you get me? And obviously Lando went a bit backwards. I feel like every single restart, he went a bit backwards. I was like, everything that could go wrong on the sprint race went wrong. Yeah. For this guy, especially off the line. Then obviously turn 1 being on the dirty line and having that little wiggle, and then like just every single time there was a restart, looking just pretty slow out there because it's just like he just wasn't ready. And I feel like he did every single thing wrong and still managed to be the fastest guy on track and still managed to get P3. So it's like I was really happy with Lando's performance there, because it kind of showed like the kind of down of not getting pole just a minute ago in the sprint quali, and then the kind of bad start and going backwards while you're seeing Oscar and Verstappen going forward. You still was able to look fast and be on track and do your thing. But then Oscar Piastri, the maturity, the levels of maturity. No, I'm just saying, look, I'm here, I'm on the front, I'm going to hold on to this.
Honestly,
he did. Certain man will panic. They'll be in panic stations to see George Russell go past them on softs, and then they'll start being in panic stations and be like, "Okay, what am I going to do?" Whatever. He just bided his time, looked after his tires, dealt with George Russell. Bang!
It was so bloody impressive as well.
Then you got Verstappen chasing you, and he's just like managing. He's just managing the whole situation. Like, let me just hold the gap, whatever. And I feel like the McLaren is fast enough on one stint to go toe-to-toe Red Bull, but Red Bull's got a distinct advantage, and the distinct advantage is holding on to tires for long.
Yes, yeah, God, yeah.
Like Max can do long stints on mediums and all, like very, very long, and not drop pace, and that's the strength of the RB19. So, that's a weakness of our car. We can't do long ass stints like that, and I feel like that kind of showed in the race as well. Like, even though they had the limit on the laps and stuff like that, and that kind of limited Red Bull's strength right now. I think if that tire limit wasn't on there, Red Bull would have won by 20 seconds, 30 seconds. They would have
comfortably,
because they've got that tire advantage. And I think that's more mechanical. That's more like chassis. So we need to kind of sort that out for next year, so we can go toe to toe with them on long stints. But I feel like under one stint we can go toe to toe, and that's what we've got to win out of it.
The thing is, what you said about
this is like Piastri can sit at this top table.
He can.
Before you would think, it's only like your Leclerc's, your Hamiltons, your Norris's, whatever, that could sit at that top table. Just George Russell's, whatever. He's at this table already, man. And he's a rookie.
He's arrived.
He's a rookie, and he's at the table already. Tell me right now, Alpine are sick because guess what? Oscar Piastri is better than Ocon and Gasly already.
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. What a time to be a McLaren fan. What a time to be watching a rookie like with such shoulders, such a level head, such a like you said maturity. I mean, this is a guy, like it's one of them ones, isn't it? He's young, but boy, has he got experience under his belt in terms of just laps, in terms of the amount of laps he's done in his career, from whatever, from the junior series and so on and so forth, even the testing. You guys have mentioned in the comments 200 laps in Qatar with the Alpine, for example. Like, it's a guy who has one thing we have to applaud. Listen, he's raw talent, no doubt, but there's also this part of him where he clearly learns from what he's going through. He's maturing, because look at his growth over the course of the season. Take away the upgrades, take away the car, just look at him in general and how he's been and how he's matured. And even now, he's not even gassed. He's not even gassed. Like, it's not even like, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, man, this feels this. I'm the man. Like, I've arrived. No. For him, it's like everything is very like, even the way when he won the sprint, it was like he was very happy, of course, but it was very much a case of this job is not done.
And he was like, this don't count. He didn't even count it as a win. You don't count it as a win. You don't even count it as a win. Man. I was like, elite mentality, man.
You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it, man. Honestly. Let me go through other comments here. Nate saying, you lot's faith was smaller than a mustard seed. You lot were sweating. I mean, look, we were there, innit? We were there.
I never lost faith.
Holding it down. We were holding it down. But you guys did move mountains. Respect, yeah. Front row lockout. Ricky says here, front row lockout. I would never have imagined that at any. At the start of the year. Mental. Listen, I didn't think I'd see it again. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. Front row lockout in quali. 1 lap pace.
Apart from Red Bull, who's got a front row lockout this season?
Oh, it doesn't exist. Who got it last season? Was there a front row lockout last season besides Red Bull?
I think maybe, Ferrari, no, I think maybe.
Ferrari got one?
I have no idea.
Okay. But big up to Randy as well, you know what I'm saying? Cooks with the strategy, 100%. Knew what time it was, man. Knew what was going on. Dre says the whole team was just on it the whole weekend. That's the thing, by the way. The team were phenomenal. I mean, we'll get into the other bits as well that took place. But the team were just not having it this weekend. They said, it's us. It's time. Boys, we're going to give it to you. You just make sure you go ahead and deliver. You know them ones. The team were bang on. Amon says, it was like lap 10, and Oscar started to close on Russell. I knew he would do it. Yeah, honestly, Formula One is funny, man. Because when George took over, Oscar, you're thinking, okay, this race is, all right, it is what it is. We did well to last, and we'll see what happens later on. But then to see the way he came back and the way it came back to him, and just he did his job in managing and listening to what the team had said for him to do. And then when the moment came, bang, killing a Mercedes with our Mercedes engine, by the way. You know what I'm saying? And Mercedes are sitting there thinking, what the hell is going on here? People like Max Verstappen are looking at our pairing thinking, yo, these men are serious.
You know what? It gives me endorphins,
Of course.
We're dunking on Mercedes. Like, we're clearly faster. We're clearly faster than Mercedes. We're clearly fast. You hear Leclerc's radio. We're going to talk about it. Leclerc was like asking, where's the McLarens? How many seconds ahead? And then they said 33 seconds. He said, oh my God. Because the gap is insane.
The gap's gone. Huh? What's he thinking? Listen, McLaren fans Serbia. McLaren fans,
McLaren fans,
Serbia,
shout out to you, man.
this is your time. This is your time. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Who's there?
Oh my God.
Look who's risen. He's like the Undertaker. Man's come out buried alive and then walks out, bro. Sits up and he walks in. Look at the question he's asked. Remember his pessimism. Look at the question he's asking here, guys. Dare I say it? Is 2024 our year?
Like Andrea Stella said, he's not saying anything till February. I'm not saying anything till February.
If there's one
I'm
thing
not gassing nothing until I see launch and I hear what Andrea Stella's got to say. I ain't saying nothing.
All I will say is, we will be there. We will be there.
There was a really interesting interview on Sky Sports after the race.
Talk about it, please.
Sunday, we uploaded it. We got some clips up on the Twitter account, so have a check on that.
They need to listen.
He talks about the 2024 car. He says, so far we're encouraged by what we see in the top. Yeah. He's encouraged. Absolutely. So
in air lap, being 8/10 fast.
I think it's a worry, man.
I think it helps Oscar too that he has a reference in Lando and vice versa. Stella said they have different strength and learn from each other. Just looking at each other's data, it's a great pair, guys. It's a frigging great pair. You gotta love it. Ryan P, big up yourself, man. Don't know if we've had you on the show before, but big up yourself. Thank you for joining us. Lando was flying all weekend long. Oscar brought it home.
Do you know what's so funny? Yeah, remember when I was out there saying, "Look, we've got the best driver pairing," and man wanted to cook me and say, "No, it's Mercedes, whatever." Yeah,
yeah.
None of our teammates are in the gravel.
What's the gravel? What does that mean? What's gravel? We don't know that.
They're not punting each other out off track.
Oh, we sure as hell not. You know when the McLarens had to call it, when they called the strike, said, "Lads, hold it."
There is a clear and concise plan, and like when team orders need to be done, they need to be done because whoever's faster is faster at the end of the day. But the philosophy is we try to maximize results.
You know what did Dre say? What did Max say in the press conference? McLaren has the best lineup.
Why is he slandering his teammate? Well, that's funny.
He's rinsing his own guy. You know, he's rinsing his own guy. If they keep Perez and we keep this up, it's not impossible. You know, and I like Perez, but my God. Anyway, also, I apologize to Carlos Sainz and his supporters for the slander. And Leclerc is a bum. Uze still got the Australia out, bro. He's not playing games.
Hey, wait. Piastri's better than Leclerc.
Woo!
Who disagrees with me in the chat?
I need to hear that one more time.
Piastri is better than Leclerc. He's had a better rookie season than him. How about that?
Could the argument be made that Leclerc was in a salva in his rookie season?
Our car was for at least 6 races worse than that salva. At least 6-7 races were worse than that salva.
Though, nah, you know what? I'm on this, Ricky. You're wrong. You're wrong. You guys are wrong. Amon, you're wrong. Charles Leclerc is not better than Oscar Piastri.
No, we'll wait. I'll give you guys more time.
The truth is, it's only when
I said he's better than George. I'm waiting for Piastri to overtake George in the driver standards. I'm waiting.
How about that? Listen, Piastri makes far less mistakes than let's lose to Sainz 2 seasons.
If on your record, if you've got 2 to 3 losses, it's breezy.
Yo, oh my days. Russell 2023 would be a generational stinker if it wasn't for Stroll 2017 to 2023 or Perez 2023.
This is a stinker season because you can't get dunked on like this.
Yeah, he's holding corn.
Lewis is dunking on his head. He's crazy right now.
Tell them, Alex. He's not lying, though. He's not lying. You know what I'm saying? He's not lying. I said maybe next year. Listen, we'll wait for you next year. The train will still be here for you.
Piastri was cooking when the car was mid. What are you people on about?
It's true. Nate says, Mahad, you're too gassed. He isn't better than all these people. He is performing better than them, but he's also has a better car. Longevity, big man. If he does this few more years, then maybe so.
Now we're doing better car talk. I was saying this before when he was in a boat.
When he was in a boat.
When Oscar Piastri was in a boat, I was saying this. What are you on about?
Oscar is 100% better than rookie Oscar is 100% better than rookie Leclerc. One is going against Lando Norris. The other one was going against
shout out to Marcus Ericsson.
Marcus Ericsson.
Indy 500 winner.
Indy winner. You know what I'm saying? Indy winner. Leclerc, Dre is saying, listen, I don't know. Guys, I need to get into the race talk, okay? But we'll finish on this comment here. Leclerc, I don't know, Mahad. Yeah? I'd say it's close, but who knows in the future? I mean, people say Oscar is already better than Lando. That's a hot take too. What do you guys think about that? I don't think he's better than Lando.
I've got empirical evidence that he's not better than Lando.
Yeah, I don't think he's better than Lando.
He's close though.
The thing is,
we're speaking about the race because there's something that really concerns me about Piastri that maybe holds him back in this argument. If somebody wanted to throw that in my face, but I'm seeing maybe some external instigators kind of putting some kind of disharmony within McLaren fans camp, Oscar Piastri fans, because there's people that are like Oscar Piastri fans and Lando fans that are not McLaren fans, and I understand that, right? So, but there is people out there that's kind of putting in that disharmony. They're like, oh yeah, Oscar Piastri is the new number one driver. He's better than Lando, and then you got the other side saying, oh look, the Lando fans saying, no, Oscar's not all that X, Y, Z, right? I'm just saying, tell them, man, shut the fuck up. Because we ain't got a kind of scenario similar to, let's say, other teams in terms of, I see how Sainz fans and Leclerc fans have been moving online. Them man hate each other. Russell and Hamilton fans, they hate each other, stuff like that. Yeah. We didn't need to go through all of that.
We don't.
Because guess what? You're allowed to have two good drivers at once. It's not illegal, you know?
Tell them again.
If one driver is better than the other on one weekend, that don't mean the other driver is shit, and vice versa. Guess what? We got two good drivers. Equally good.
Phenomenal drivers.
And at this moment in time, if we're looking at it, obviously Oscar Piastri is a rookie. He's not going to be better than Lando Norris. And obviously the evidence is there that he's not, because there's stuff that he still needs to work on. But he's absolutely phenomenal. So we've got two phenomenal drivers. That's all that matters. And we should take some like kind of pride in that and be like, look, McLaren have got two great drivers. How about that?
No.
So if external people are like, oh yeah, Lando should worry about Oscar, or Lando's technically actually washing Oscar, you don't have anything to worry about. How about we got two good drivers?
Yeah.
I don't want to see 2007 again. How about we got two good drivers? Let's maximize results. Exactly that. And then we're here for a while, 2025, 2026. We're not in that driver market.
No need. And
I'm speaking passionately. I'm very, very, Peter knows, I'm very, very sick right now. I think I'm ill and I'm getting a bit dizzy. But,
you're holding it down.
Why are these, stay out of McLaren fans' business.
Stay away.
We've got two elite drivers. You need to focus on why your car is shit. That's what you need to focus on. Ferrari fans, Mercedes fans, Aston Martin fans, whatever fan you are, Alpine, you need to focus on why your car is shit. And don't be worrying about the drivers. Because McLaren has always had elite drivers. And we're carrying on the tradition right now. Absolutely. At least one elite driver. Do you know the last time we didn't have an elite driver? I think it's like early 80s. If you look at the record of how many times we had elite drivers in a row. At least one elite driver. Now we've got two again. If this is our Prost Senna, guess what? McLaren wins, regardless.
Facts.
If we got Prost Senna, then our drivers are better than yours. How about that?
Bring that. You
need to focus on that.
Yeah, exactly. Oscar has the best rookie season since Hamilton. Two people there agreeing as well. And listen, full stop. Let's switch it on, guys. Let's talk about the race as well, because we're on the podium again, man. Hat trick settings. See the podium, yeah? You see that? You see that podium? You see number 2 and 3 on the step on the podium. That's what we call furniture at Woking. That's what we got to call it now. Man told me that we got more podiums than Mercedes this season. Is that
So
true?
where's Mercedes been at? We only been here since Austria. And we didn't even get a podium in Austria. We're not even been here.
We ain't even been here like that.
We're coming up to the yard and we're taking more podiums than you lot. Be serious, man. Ferrari, where's your podiums at? You got 5 podiums. You had the second fastest car clearly from the beginning of the season. What's going on here?
What's going on?
Shouts to Alonso, because Alonso was sweeping up. When that car was good, he was sweeping up.
Yeah, he was sweeping, yeah.
On his ones, he got 7.
He was sweeping. Huh? He was sweeping.
These man don't know what's going on. You got to apparently Ferrari and Mercedes got elite drivers, but they can't grab up podiums.
On a real, huh? On a real.
Because you can say, oh yeah, you're lucky that you guys have got a good car now, blah 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 blah. But Perez has been stinking all season. There's been 2 slots available this whole season. Why were you not grabbing them? Why are we not grabbing them up? Why does Russell only have 1 podium? Why does Oscar Piastri rookie have more podiums than George Russell?
Come on, talk it, bro. Huh? Talk it. And we got to Northfire.
Shout out Northfire.
Which one? Take your pick. We know about the 1.8. We know about
wait. Listen, record breakers, world record breakers.
Come on.
Insane, yeah. What's the top 5 pit stops? Let me go on DHL. Pit stops.
Have a look. Have a screen.
Because I was, when that pit stop happened, yeah, the 1.8, yeah. This is how piss poor the commentary is right now. Tell me why they didn't even move. They didn't even say anything.
They weren't moved.
They weren't even moved by it. I said, that's 1.8. I said, what? I'll screen our TV. I said, are you crazy? 1.8.
Man.
And you man didn't even say anything on the thing. You're talking about next man's pit stops. What? McLaren just did 1.8, bro. What are you talking about?
These times, when a Red Bull does a 1.9, you know what I'm saying? We hear about it. And rightly so. But the 1.8, we're just going to skim. And then debating, is this the fastest one of the season? Excuse me? Imagine what we would have been doing on the old tires. How far, these, I tell you what, us guys.
I think four of the 5 fastest pit stops were McLaren that weekend. On the race. 4 of the 5.
Come on. As they're saying, bigger tires, 1.8. 1.8 is ridiculous when you consider how heavy these tires are. Huh? These men do resistance training, bruv. Compound lifts, bench press, squats, deadlifts. They just deal with the heavy.
Hey man, hench.
What? Overhead press.
These mechanics, man. Listen, these are the hidden heroes of the team, man. And you know what? We noticed them from a jump. Yeah, we were talking last year. This is what I said. I said before, yeah, and I'll say it again. That our only problem was us having a slow car, and obviously Daniel Ricciardo, which we won't speak on. But our only problem was having a slow car. I said operationally we were good. Even last year we were good. We were slapping out pit stops. We had the fastest pit stop last year. Daniel Ricciardo. We are good operationally, and that setting the foundation. And you know what? I know obviously there's a lot of negative, and even I've been saying it about Andrea Stella and stuff like that. No, not Andrea Stella, Andrea Seidel and stuff like that. Andrea Seidel set that foundation of being operationally good.
Listen, yeah, of course, yeah.
As a team on the race day, being operationally good. And that's carried over. We are at elite at pit stops. We are elite at pit stops. And that will do us well further down the line, man. Like even in the race today, in the race the other day, in the GP, like they had a little mishap, Red Bull, then a little 4-second pit stop, couldn't get the front off. We're not having those issues anymore. The level of consistency of all those pit stops was insane.
It's crazy how good
they had to make mandatory 6 pit stops. And 5 of them were elite.
It's crazy, man. Listen, Ricky, I just want to say this here. We don't shout out Ferrari. Just one thing we don't do on this pod, on this channel, on this stream. We do not shout out Ferrari. However, the 1.93, it was good. It was good.
The only people that have had a sub 2-second pit stop, the only teams are Red Bull, McLaren, Williams, Ferrari.
That's it.
That's the only 4 teams that have sub 2-second pit stops in history.
How's Alex saying? I know Merc fans were celebrating the sub 3.
I saw Merck. Merck was 10th, and I was like, oh, right, they got a 2.6 something with Russell, yeah. Then I checked all the pit stops, yeah, because they only take your fastest pit stop for each driver, innit? Then I checked all the pit stops. They were 21st. Their fastest pit stop was 21st.
They're having a bubble bath. Sorry, Nate. We have to rinse you real quick, but listen, we know you supply the engine, but we have to just let man know these are the levels. Constructor, these are the levels.
Should we go for the race?
McLaren versus Mercedes is going to be enjoyable to watch for the rest of the year. Absolutely. Bro, Oscar Piastri P2, Lando Norris P3, double podium, hat tricks of podiums for McLaren over the last 3 race weekends in a row. I mean, it's furniture, no? This is just what we expect now.
These trophies are doorstops at Woking.
When they welcome you in,
they need to hold the door open. They just put a Suzuka trophy there. Bang. There's just hella trophies now, man. We're just stat padding, man.
Ireland. No, guys, we cried for days like this, man. You gotta understand. I saw the McLaren 2017 car flying around on Twitter yesterday. I saw a McLaren 2018, a 2017, a 2016, a 2015 car. I saw them flying around on Twitter yesterday.
Do you know what? Yeah, I saw a tweet. Yeah. Where is it? Let me find it. Because this is insane, man. Fernando Alonso. Yeah. Fernando Alonso. I'm sorry. As a McLaren fan, I'm sorry. Yeah. He's had 67 non-driver area DNFs. 67.
Wow.
Where it's not his fault. The car just broke down or someone licked him. And I know I know at least 40% is at McLaren. I know at least 40% of it is at McLaren.
Oh, that's
and I just want to apologize.
Sorry, Fernando. We apologize. We apologize.
67 times out of the GP, it's not even his fault.
I must say, the Alpine's got to take a piece of that as well, though. The Alpine's got to take
Alpine got to hold a little bit of that. But I know we're a larger percentage.
But you're right.
If you compare that to Lewis Hamilton, Lewis Hamilton's at 21.
In his career?
In his career. And Alonso's at 67.
Oh, my days.
67 is like 4 seasons. Man just lost 4 seasons of races.
Man. That's a scandal. That's a scandal. Do you know what's funny? Yeah, like you know how Mass has come back in it on a yo, you man bumped me in it. Like I'm trying to get some retribution. Like Alonso's got a case in it. He's got a case. Like I've done a video on Fernando Alonso a couple of years ago, and it's like the amount of times he could have been 5-time world champion. Like 11 points. If he had 11 more points in like over the course of like I don't know 6 seasons. 11 more points, he would be 5-time world champion, as opposed to 2. And it's just it's a joke.
Yeah, it's a bit shag. But yeah, he must be looking at McLaren like fuck's sake, man.
Them ones, bro. Fernando suffered so he could succeed. Fernando told these man what time it was from day.
He gave us how many years of his life.
Yeah.
And we suffered. Like, look, that whole period. Look, comparing to now, we're just getting McLarens. This is what I'm saying. Like, I'm having beef at pit stop at the moment.
Oh,
they're attacking me
for what?
They're saying why am I doing up rags to riches story on McLaren? We should be. He said we should be there anyway.
Is it not obvious why though? Have you not watched us, people?
Brother. Let me get the tweet because man, bro. Do you know what it is? Because we've got haters, and I'm one of these people. Like we got haters in pit stop in it. Yeah, we're all family, but if they see their driver or team succeeding, and their team is not succeeding, they're gonna be hating. Yeah, they see me happy celebrating, they start hating. They're saying, "Why are you not celebrating? You man didn't do your homework early enough. That's why you only come through with your car now. You're acting like you're Leicester." You're acting like you're from rags to riches and stuff like that. And I was like, brother, we have been shit since 2012.
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
Do you know a decade? Bro, the day it turned to rags, when Hamilton looked back at that car in Singapore in 2012, that was rag day number 1. And it got worse and worse and worse over the years. These people
we ain't been. You can't tell me, oh, that's where we should be we're not like a poor team, whatever. You guys have been messing up. At the end of the day, yeah, we have not had a front-running car like on pure pace that's good from 2013 to now. I don't even count 20. I don't count 2020. I don't count 2021. Do you know why I don't count 2021? We were good on straight line speed. Certain tracks like Monza, example, we were good in those races, yeah. But the other races, we were finishing 40 seconds behind Max and Lewis. So how are we a front-running car?
And you're being kind about 2013. 2013 was trash.
So no, I'm saying it's from 2013. So 2013, 2014, 2015, we were shit. Okay. And people say, oh yeah, look at 2020, look at 2021. We'll not win race winning cars. I do not care.
Nah.
I do not care. We will not. We might have run at race at Monza. We might have finished third and fourth in constructors and stuff like that. But we were nowhere near Red Bull and Mercedes.
I need to get on this podcast, mate. This is a disgrace. It's a shambles.
And now they're telling me, oh, we should have been there in the first place. You shouldn't be doing Rex the Richer story. I was in the mud. We were ninth in the constructors, 2015. Don't do that to me. I saw Jensen Button for Fernando DNF in multiple races at the same time.
Fernando was a camera director.
Same race.
He started directing the cameras. That's how bad.
We had an elite driver pairing in Jensen Button and Fernando, and we gave him a dog of a car, and they finished ninth in the constructors.
I tell you what, nah. Random one here from, I'm gonna say Adith or Adith. Big up yourself, first of all. But come on, listen. Shane Lando couldn't put it together this weekend. Don't worry about that. He did well. Probably won't happen, but hopefully he can challenge Max in Austin. He might have to take a penalty to get rid of the what? The prehistoric engine, though. I mean, we discussed this already. We don't need to get rid of no engine. Don't worry about it. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Big up yourself anyway for joining us. I think it's time we got to have it. I think it's got to be on box office pay-per-view. I think it's for the finale end of the season.
We'll do a fat card. We'll
definitely have to do one.
I want to do a fat card. Mercedes fans versus McLaren fans.
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember watching Alonso pushing his car into the pit lane in Hungary 2015. We remember. We were there.
But yeah, apparently we should have been front runners.
I remember Button and Perez crashing.
We're not a rags to riches story.
I remember Perez.
They were giving staff Freddos for a bonus. Freddos weren't like what they cost now. They were like 20p. Them times.
Oh God. I mean, I saw Perez and Jensen Button hit each other in Monaco in 2013. The ones we've seen ourselves in the mire.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? We've seen ourselves in a mire, bro.
What about talking about hitting people? That started this race. The start of the Qatar. Let's go back to the Qatar.
Woo! Okay.
You heard what Oscar Piastri said in the cool down room. Thank you, Mercedes.
He knew what time it was. As soon as he hit that,
he said, "Who's the Merc that bowled somebody over?" Like, he knew. He said, "Thank you." Man went from P6 to P2 in one corner.
In the one turn.
He didn't even need to do any overtakes. He was just chilling.
Bro, he saw Alonso was like trying to just make sure he got out of dodge, yeah. And he just said, "Yep, thank you very much." Inside. I'll take the inside.
You know how much of a dream start that is? Pete?
That's a friend.
Mahad. Your P6, obviously you got the pace to be P2, but then your P2 in first corner anyway.
Mahad, think about the starts Oscar's had this year that he's had to contain with as a rookie. Think about what he's gone through this season, where we've asked people to just leave the man alone. Stop getting anywhere near him. Leave him from getting caught in all the mischief he got caught in with this season through no fault of his own. He deserved P2 in that first turn. It was about damn time we got some luck in that. It was about damn time. That's all I've got to say about that. You know what I'm saying? One passing 4 cars in one corner. Great, says Amon. Yeah, exactly.
It was lucky, obviously, but
it was
at the
lucky.
same time,
we need that luck. How unlucky
at the same time, he knew to go on the inside line where there was no dirt.
True.
Because Alonso and Leclerc went on the outside line, not the racing line, and they were wobbling all over the gaff, and then that's how they lost the position. So Oscar gained positions. Obviously, he gained all the way to P2, so that's +4, minus Russell, so that's +3, and then Norris +4.
Yeah,
lovely start. I actually need to see that. I haven't actually seen the start for Norris. I need to see. I need to see the onboard.
All I've done
I
is
haven't seen it
sat on-
anywhere. Has anybody uploaded it? I need to see that.
I've only sat on.
If you've seen it on Twitter, please at McLaren Fan TV so I can see it.
Listen, there were times where we didn't even start a race for flip's sake. We were awful. Ricky, you were there. You were there. You knew what time it was. I mean, what a weekend it was. I mean, great recovery at the end of the day. P2, P3, we're on the podium. Podiums are calm for us. You know them ones. They're normal now. It's normal dialect. It's normal language. Second most podiums this season. Yeah. So it's light work for us. I want to sort of, we'll get towards the end. Make sure you guys smash a like on this video, and make sure you do check us out on Twitter, Instagram. We're there. Just keep your tabs on. Drivers out of 10, man. Let's get rating.
They're both capped because of quality. I can't lie to you. I'll be totally honest with you. Let's first talk about, because Lando Norris, I feel like, are we talking about the race or the weekend?
Weekend.
Because I feel like, let me just break down the race, because I feel like Norris had a better race than Piastri. Because Norris had obviously harder work. You have to remember, he started P10 and gained 4 positions, but he's still P6. He had to get by, I don't know, the Alpine. He had to get by Alonso and Leclerc and so on. He had harder work. He had traffic, and he still managed to finish right behind Oscar Piastri, right? So I felt like the race pace was there. Oscar did better in the sprint race, even though Lando was quicker. You remember, look, Oscar won our bloody race. So we have to keep that into account, whatever. So Oscar's going to definitely just get more points by default because he won a race.
Yes.
And remember what we said about if you win a race. So for Oscar Piastri, it's -1 for the quali because it weren't good. And then I'm just going to give him a 9. Actually, no, I have to give him an 8.9 because I'm giving you -0.1 because in that race, second stint, he stunk again.
I thought you said -1 for the quali because I was thinking he quali P6.
I was going to give him a 10. But then I'm -1 off, so it's 9. And then I'm giving him 0.1 off, so it's 8.9 because he was reeking in the race in the middle stint. In comparison to that needs to stop. His pace has improved compared to Suzuka. Suzuka's bad, but he always, whenever he changes tires when he changes tires for the first time, that stint is horrible pace wise.
Yeah,
and I think that's a rookie thing. He's learning the tires, whatever. But I still have to give you -0.1 for that. And so we're looking 8.9 for Oscar. Lando, phenomenal in the race, made a mistake in both qualies. So I'm gonna have to give him a little bit less, but then sprint race fantastic, actual race fantastic. So I'm gonna give him 8. Actually, I have to give him lower than that. Like he put in 2 laps in quali,
brother.
That's worse than Piastri. So I'll give you 7.8.
Piastri gets a 9.5, and the simple reason is he has no right to win races whatsoever.
Rookie race win,
and he's got a friggin'. And don't forget, he got the last sprint. He got podium. Did he not get P2 in the last sprint?
He got P2, in the last. Yeah,
right.
Sprint races is cooking, man.
He qualied in the sprint shootout on pole. He then won the race the same day. Okay,
he was leading the other sprint race in Spa.
He gets a 9.5.
No.
Sorry. He gets a 9.5 because he should not be anywhere. And not
what about the race, man? What about the race?
Listen, that's why we get a 0.5. I'm taking the 0.5 off. You know what I'm going to give it. Listen, quali, I can forgive. And the thing is, quali wasn't great, as you said, yeah? P6 in quali wasn't great. The race itself, obviously he finished P2, right? He finished on the podium. Finished ahead of Lando Norris, right? Yeah. Finished behind Max Verstappen.
Okay.
How close was he behind Max? Was it 5 seconds?
Less than 5 seconds, like 4 seconds or something.
4 seconds.
Okay, hear what? Like, okay, the pace was bad, but at the end of the day, he qualified better than Lando, and for like the first time this season, he's finished ahead of him in the points. So we have to award him for that, no?
We have to.
Okay, I'll give him a 9. I've gone up 0.1. I've gone up 0.1.
We have to. Mr. Lando Norris, you know what I'm saying? Again, it's a case of we applaud your recovery. Now, how many times am I going to applaud the recovery where I have to be like, okay, brother, let's bring it all
He's
together.
done 2 recoveries this weekend.
You know what I'm saying? But we've been here before. We were here before when he was recovering, and we thanked God that he recovered, because it was, whether it was through any fault of his own or not, he's always having to be on the back burner, having to do well, having to do great. Nonetheless, that being said, McLaren's still putting these pieces together, and I get it. Look, the car is good, and I get that the team have got themselves put themselves together. I'm still gonna give him an 8, because I think at the same time it's like, even though everything's there, it doesn't mean you will necessarily deliver. And the fact that Lando Norris is still delivering, results-wise, at the end of the day, when you look at what's on the board, when you look at where he is in the championship,
point scoring time, he's there.
He's there. Yeah. So Lando Norris for me gets a an 8 at least an 8.
Yeah, I gave him an 8, and then I'll put it down to 7.8 because, like the quality mistakes.
7.8. Okay. In fact, before we get to there, 10 out of 10. Yeah. We're not even gonna
1 million out of 10. 1 million out of 10. Best pet crew in non-sport.
1 million out of 10. I thought that would be quick and easy. Strategists out of 10.
I saw a lot of people like, oh, why didn't you put Lando on the softs? Allow it, man. They knew what they were doing. Imagine they put Lando on the softs in that race. They would have eaten the sprint race.
He would have been eaten. Would have been eaten.
Like even in the real race, like if they put him on softs like they put Hamilton, allow it, man. It's not gonna work, man. Let's not do this. Like, honestly, I feel like they got the strategy spot on. And like I said, look, if in doubt, follow Red Bull, and they copied Red Bull.
That's it.
They copied Red Bull in the sprint race. I said they started medium. I said thank God.
I can't lie. There was one moment. Was it in the race itself on Sunday where safety cars there? Oscar was sleeping, blood. Because when Max jetted off after the safety car, I said, "Yo."
And Russell did it to him as well. Russell did it to him as well.
Yeah, I was like, "Yo, Oscar, bro, stay alert. Like, we know you for following Max. We know you for copying whatever Max does. You do." But bro, you slept.
Strategy 10 out of 10. A lot of people were like, "Oh yeah, strategy's gonna fumble." I was like, "No chance, man. Just trust the strategy team, man. They know what they're doing, man. Especially sprint weekends. They did. Remember, like in Spa, they were the guys that slapped Inters on, and then he jumped for Verstappen.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing, man.
So what are you doing, man? What are you guys doing? Listen, I'm gonna go through the comments real quick before we close. Get your opinions in terms of how everyone did. Pit crew, the same 10 out of 10 says Ricky. Oscar 8, Lando 7.5 says Z. I tell you what, mate. I tell you what. We'll talk next race.
Gasly 007, 0 points in the sprint race, 0 points in the race, 7 track violations. Allow it, man.
You gotta love that. I gotta love
your
that.
Your driver is moving meaty.
Finished. Drea says, I would love to say Oscar 9, Lando 8. If they do that again in the future in quali, they get less. The race is made up for the quali this once. Yeah, I agree with you there. Lando Norris's 100th Grand Prix in the next one. That should be good.
Ooh, we got here, man. Finally 100.
Team 10 says Drea. My head was so hot on Friday that man was not allowed past 7.5. I know.
No. If Lando won the race, you would have given more than 7.5. I'll tell you that now.
Big up to Aidif, who says, you know what, you don't have impressive wheel knowledge. Hey, big up the love, man. You've done though. I think Piastri is going to be judged more harshly if this race pace continues into next year. Rookie leniency will wear off.
I think only McLaren fans are noticing this. I don't think the wider public are clocking on. And I think like Andrea Stella, if you check our obviously Twitter page, Andrea Stella said, look, if you look at the weekend on a whole, like Oscar had the advantage of qualifying better than Lando, but he didn't really qualify better than him. And obviously he had that jump and stuff like that. But he kind of acknowledged that Norris has got the race pace and Lando hasn't. No, Norris has got the race pace and Oscar hasn't right now.
Yeah,
but he made. But I'll be totally honest. Oscar did make an improvement from Suzuka to now. So I have to give him a positive for that. In terms of
for sure. No, for sure. Alex says, I said it on Twitter. I'm going to stick to it. I can't give Lando a higher than 7.5. So Lando's going to get a 7.5, Piastri a 9, and McLaren 150,000. I hear that.
McLaren 1 million. Shout out to this team, man. Operationally, right now, we're the best team Formula 1 operation. We're us and Red Bull were tied.
Yes, people, we told you moments like this would come. We said it. Go back, go check in the archives. It's on wax. So go check on the archives, okay? Big up to everybody who's showing love. McLaren fans, this is your time, you know. It's time to milk it in. It's time to drink it
I want you to talk your shit online. Don't let
talk it.
Chat shit, man.
And
Don't let because these teams are unless they're a Red Bull fan, their team is in disarray, man.
And do us
Imagine this. Imagine this. Did he see Helmut Marko said?
What's he saying now, man?
Helmut Marko is scared. He said the word scared.
Good.
About McLaren. He said we set our pace based on McLaren. He believes McLaren will be a challenger in 2024. We set our pace according to McLaren. This is noteworthy and it's scary that it happens on every circuit now. It could be possible. It could be possible that a tough battle with them next year. And then they're talking about Perez, about him might not be good enough because we've outscored McLaren now. No, we've outscored Red Bull in the last 4 races.
Oh, love it.
It's scary for them. Scary for them.
Oh. It's phenomenal scenes, Jeff. I am all over it, man. Like you said, Ricky, I was drinking the first upgrade. I can't even lie.
Austria.
I was sipping it, bro. I was taking it in. I said, listen, any small thing will make me, I'll be all over it. But yeah, on a real, guys, on a real. This is a time to shine. Okay, it's time for us to go and bow out. Yeah. You done know, big up the Papaya crew, big up to all the McLaren fans in and around town. And when you talk your stuff, guys, make sure online you at McLaren Fan TV. Hashtag in Stella We Trust. Okay? Because we want to find as many of you as we can. And you know, we're gonna be all aboard in the US of A.
At McLaren Fan TV, if you see any brazy tweets about McLaren, because I'm trying to get some receipts out here. I'm trying to keep some receipts.
Yeah, I'm switching the banner.
If you see some crazy tweets that are like, this ain't real. This isn't. It's slander McLaren. It's not based on any facts. Just at McLaren Fan TV, I'll go for it. Right now, I'm very sick. Hopefully, I can make the next episode. I'll be okay. Fingers crossed. So wish me well, guys.
You will be there. Let me tell you that right now. You will be there. Big up to Steflo. Yes, the US of A is next. I hope so. Hope it'll be a good one for us. Is it Austin next or is it Las Vegas?
It's Austin. Austin. It's a triple header. Austin, Mexico, Brazil. 3 weeks in a row.
And we still got bare sprints to go, you know. I swear we've
only listen, Qatar's a sprint. Brazil's a sprint. I don't know what else is a sprint. What else is a sprint, guys? I don't know.
Is it Vegas?
Vegas is not sprint, no? I know Brazil and Qatar are definitely sprints.
Maybe it's just 2 left then. Maybe it's just 2. But yeah, big up. Listen, McLaren.
Brazil. Brazil, Qatar. Is Mexico a sprint, guys? I don't know. I can't remember.
I'm going to check it now. It is not a sprint. Mexico is not a sprint. Let's see. It is. Yeah, so next week, next race rather, Austin's a sprint.
Brazil's sprint. No more sprints.
Sprint. Is it just 2 sprints? Yeah, I can't believe we have 2 sprints.
There's a lot of points up for grabs. I don't particularly think it's a good idea to finish above Ferrari or Mercedes. Just for ATR tunnel, wind tunnel time in season development next year, we need that advantage over Red Bull. We've got a significant advantage over Red Bull now because we're 6th in the constructors from up to Canada, so we can develop that 2024 car. But don't wish too much for 2nd or 3rd, guys. I do think though Lando could possibly get 4th in the constructors.
Let's hope and pray, man. Glooby, big up yourself. So see you 2 on Last Lap a while back. Good to see McLaren turn it around. Guys, go back to those episodes, yeah? Because remember where we were.
I was finished. Watch Spain.
We were beaten men, people. Let me tell you, we were beaten up, man. We were done. Big up to everyone. Papaya, we stay strong. We'll end it on that comment. Until next time, when we'll be talking all things Austin and the United States Grand Prix. We'll see you then. Until next time, peace.